Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. Oh, shoot, I'm on the wrong freaking. There we go. All right, so we are rounding out the high impact news. I think there was high, there was high, medium, and low impact news. We are rounding it out. I can now start trading again, so see what happens. So I'm break even right now. I've taken 2 trades, won 1, lost 1. I did miss 1 trade. The charts were moving a little crazy, so I just ended up missing it, a genuine miss. So let's see. I wasn't able to trade very long because we had medium impact news at 8:45. So I traded like the first 8 minutes of the market opening, 7 minutes of the market opening, and then had to sit out. And then I came back at like 8:47 and had to stop at 8:53. So another 7 minutes. So only like 15 minutes of trading time so far. So had 3 trades in that time frame. And now we're here. I'm very curious to see how the market's going to move around this week since it is a shorter week. But so far, it's moving normal. We'll see. We will see. So what is that though? Oh, it is the prior low. Okay. I was hoping we actually went up right there, but we did not. We did not. If we don't break that rotation level, we might start heading up. I meant down. We might start heading down if we don't break the level. What am I talking about? Okay, nope. I thought that right. Good morning, good morning. You're not late. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you guys this morning? Rhythmic quite laggy today. I avoided trading the volatility of news and market open, but a lot of it. Good morning, Money. How are you this morning? I did see, I know one of the mods said something and showed a picture of how someone tried to put in an order and it said something, I don't know. I've never seen, I think it's on Quantower probably, but I have seen people complaining this morning, so just be on the lookout. If you're lagging too much, don't trade. My data lag is only 0.03 seconds, and I haven't seen any data lag or lag on my order submissions, but because I know people were complaining before the market even opened, but the 2 orders that I did put in, I didn't have any issues, so I'm not sure. Good morning, Rio. How are you this morning? Yeah, definitely if I start getting a little lag, we're going to stop. I'm going to do just like I did on Friday. Stop early because I ain't got time. But hopefully, whatever it is resolved though. But I know if I start seeing a spike in the data lag timer, I'm definitely gonna proceed with caution. I did complete, I don't want to say my back test, but I did study this weekend, based off of Friday stuff and figured some things out. So hopefully that helps me. I'm just really curious to see, what kind of volatility and volume we get for the entire week with it being a short week. But the name of the game this week is Take Every Trade. That is the name of the game for the week, okay? Because what do I be doing sometimes? I don't understand. Oh, can't take that. I almost took this trade, but I can't. I didn't see that this went off of that buy rotation level. Which I wonder if it matters because it kind of disappeared anyway. Like it didn't stay by the time I got into the trade over here, but let's see if it still matters. I mean, yeah, I would still be in the trade right now. And actually I would break even at this buy rotation level, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I took 2 trades, won 1, lost 1. Missed 1, genuine miss. And the one that I lost is so annoying because let me see if I could show you real quick. Actually, I can't. Hold on. Oh, yes, I can. So the one that I lost is, the reason why it's so annoying is because it's something I literally just can't see sometimes. Let me see. Damn, how far back do we gotta go? Shoot, I don't even. Okay, that's the win. Here's the loss right here. And you see how it ended up being on this buy rotation level. I wouldn't have taken it if the rotation level was there. It wasn't there yet. So basically the last rotation level sometimes won't paint until we hit the seller pressure or buyer pressure line. And on top of that, the rotation was off of a freaking outside bar. So I wouldn't have had any clue that it was there. So sometimes when that one happens, it's just like, I just literally have to chalk it up. It just kind of is what it is. There's nothing I could do about it. But it is very annoying though. I'm not gonna lie. Super annoying. And I just missed a trade trying to show y'all that. Let's see what it would have been. That's why I don't like showing stuff until the market slows down. But that's alright. So that's 2 full wins that I missed out on. But yeah, I just missed this sell right here. Going back to show y'all that. It's all good though. But yeah, it hasn't been a horrible morning though so far. Not at all. I'm just looking for the first pullback here. Oh, we got a hanging order there. Hold on, y'all. just a disconnect because we're not dealing with that shit. Kind of the same thing I dealt with on Friday. And I don't know if Rhythmic is gonna let me back in. Okay, we might be done for the day. What the hell? If anything, I'll just trade my sim account, which is fine. It's annoying. One of my accounts that just renewed this morning, I have been trading it this morning, so to start off red, I mean, it is break even, but oh yeah, I can't connect. There's that. Gonna try again. All right, I'm coming back to y'all. Sorry. Landmine week. Good morning, Trenches. Good morning, Janelle. How are you guys this morning? The short work week, thank goodness. Short work weeks are great. What is this? Did I use the command in Discord? Nah. All right, I just reconnected. Now the question is, do I still want to trade my actual accounts? I'm gonna wait until you're gonna see this continue to move up until my actual charts load. So that's not the actual lag, it just does that as it loads all my indicators and stuff. But I might just switch to sim. I'm not sure. I'm connected, but yeah, no, I don't use the command in Discord. If I have issues, I just report it in the mod channel. I have to fill out my new week, so I guess I miss ISM service numbers coming out right now. Oh, your news for the week? Yeah. I filled mine out last night, but honestly, I'd be forgetting until I see it on my charts. Okay, we're back connected. That actually took longer than it should have. Interesting. Now the question is, do we keep trading? I'll probably chance it one more time because or do I? No, I think I'm just gonna let me open up Discord. That way if they do make some kind of announcement, I can know ahead of time. Give me a second. No connection loss, but I was seeing rhythmic error. Shit. Damn. I took it off. It was definitely lagging. I was able to. Okay, reconnect. All right, so because other people are having issues, like most of the time if other people are having issues, y'all know I keep trading because I normally don't deal with the same thing other people deal with. But because I actually did have the error, I'm going to switch to my sim account. I am going to keep trading though because I want the data, you know. So give me a second while I switch to the sim accounts on the chart trader so that you guys can see the trades. But and it's just because I really want the repetition. Obviously, I want to keep getting practice with trading my strategy and stuff. right, so all of it is fixed. And I'll just do that. Prodigy said it's not lagging. People are just confusing. Let me tell you guys something. And I'm being 1000% honest, and I can show you screenshots. Oh wait, I can't because I left that private chat. I have literally asked them multiple times to stop telling people that it's not an issue. If corporate says it, that's one thing, but as a volunteer mod, stop telling people there's not issues, please. Especially because he used to tell people that ghost orders were not a thing, and no, they are. I've seen videos, whether it was sent to me privately or people have posted it on social media, showing that they're literally doing nothing in their orders that just keep being submitted over and over. They disconnect, reconnect, is still doing the same thing. So stop doing that. I promise y'all, it frustrates me. Okay? It does, because just stop. And I had to basically tell them, like, first of all, even if it's not a widespread issue, people can still have issues, right? And it's not for you to tell them that they're not having issues like that. Don't do that. Don't. It reminds me of like when corporate would sit there and tell me like, oh, it's probably your internet or your computer. I have an octa-core processor with 64 gigs of RAM. I only trade one instrument, which I know that NinjaTrader does 1 core per instrument. My internet is 650 megabytes per second upload and download. Order filled? Hello? How did I get an order filled, stop filled? And y'all seen I was disconnected for how long? I don't even have any orders in Rhythmic, and it's still going. I'm literally in a trade that I did not take. Bro, this is a... I have not taken any trades. Price has never even been up here, so how did I take a trade? Y'all see my P&L? I'm not trading. I've been sitting here talking to y'all, and I did not have any hanging orders or anything. All right, so, and the problem is I can't even connect to my NinjaTrader stuff because I use an old version of NinjaTrader and I can't connect to my own data because of it. And that's a follower account at that. Now, thankfully, it's an account that I'm trying to fail on Friday anyway, but... All right, let's see where this order is, because now I'm curious. I'm curious to see what I was filled at. Hold on, I see the chat moving, y'all. Just give me a second because I want to see what order I was filled on that I know was never there. And this is why I tell people like him to shut the fuck up and don't say anything to people. And look at this, external. How did I enter this trade, y'all? Entry. Y'all know how I trade. Would I ever take a sale right here? What? This doesn't even follow my strategy at that. I take entries at the close of bars, do I not? What is the price on this? What does that say? 1907,750. I'm about to go see if I ever had an order over there. Trade performance. No. My actual trades that I only took 2 trades this morning at 8:31 and 8:32. The price of the first one was 61.50. I closed at 66.50. The price of the second one, 56, closed at 51.50. I had no orders anywhere close to that. And I was put in 2 trades. All right, yeah. So I would like to stay connected, but I can't, and I can't continue to trade either because my issue is, look at this. Here's my issue. If Apex doesn't fix the fucking problem, I'm gonna be pissed because I wasn't trading. I've been sitting here talking to y'all. 2 orders that have nothing to do with anything that I'm doing. And the weird part is that's an 18, like normally my losses are 93, 98. But I didn't put any fucking orders in. All right, let's see. Good morning, one. Well, you have it all on video, so you have proof. They did shut the chat down. Okay, so maybe there is a problem. KeAmber just shut down the chat and said to not trade if you're in doubt. Not sure if that means... No, that doesn't mean anything. Just an FYI. All right, well, that's that. I guess these people are fucking annoying. All right, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so I can send it in the mod chat because, again, y'all watch me trade every day. I don't ever take a trade unless a bar closes, and there was no bar closed. Yeah, Trenches, I feel you. This is so annoying because it's already a short week. Before I get off, let's talk about this. So we had to, well, but a bunch of us mods last night. So I guess they put some guy who, I guess he has like his own trading room and does signals and, has his own Discord. Things are behind paywalls type of thing. They put this guy under investigation or whatever. Now, apparently, he's requested, according to him, because, again, we do not know. But according to him, he's withdrawn a couple of times, I think twice, and this was his 3rd one, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. I don't know. But they put his account under investigation. When I tell y'all, as soon as that man posted that on Twitter, his minions, and probably in his Discord too, his minions just flooded the chat. I had to ban a couple of people. I had to time a whole bunch of people out for a day because, first of all, just because y'all see this man trade every morning does not mean he's as transparent as you think. Now, there are some people like Alpine, myself, who y'all see our P&L live the entire time. Now, there are ways for you to filter even the P&L on Rhythmic, but y'all know I don't have nothing to hide. But you do have other people who stream, who you only see their streaming account, and they will take trades on a different monitor and you do not know. Now, is that still transparent? Possibly to a certain extent, especially if they're doing daily updates. But you really don't know with some of these people, right? And so what gets me is people's lack of common sense. Coming in the chat saying, oh, Apex is running out of money because they deny him. There are 110 pages of payouts for this payout cycle, 100 payouts per page. There are 11,000 payouts, transactions that got approved. Why would they be running out of money because they didn't approve his? And they didn't deny him. His account is under investigation. So someone else was saying like, oh, well, it's sus because the email just says account investigation. There's no details. And Apex needs to talk about this publicly and they need to put out information as far as why they have him under investigation. First of all, that's not your dang on business. Second of all, let's put our thinking caps on. If every other, and I'm not saying this because I know any insider information because I don't, but I have common sense. if everyone else's denials will say DCA violation, what else? Contract inconsistency, or they request for you to record yourself while you're trading for specific reasons. And I do know the specific reasons of those, most of them, and I'm not going to share them. But if everybody else's is for a very specific reason and they get word of that, but his is general account investigation, don't you think that it's something more? Like, where is our common sense here? And then, like, I was having a good discussion with one of my trading buddies, and she was just like, well, why wouldn't they tell him why he's under investigation? I said, why would they? If he's under investigation for something, why would they tell him why so that he can go and try to hurry up and fix it and, cover things up and stuff like that? No, keep doing what you've been doing. If you under investigation for a crime, before they bring you into the interrogation room, did they not investigate you first? They might have been doing surveillance, gathering evidence, talking to people, witnesses. Good morning, Granny. They got everything they need before they bring you in, right? Common sense. But he caused a freaking uproar. And let me tell you something. First of all, his payouts are not approved nor denied. It's just under investigation. His account is first, right? If they do end up denying him, they will tell him exactly why he was under investigation and exactly why he was denied. But I guarantee you, he's not going to put out the information as far as what the denial actually was. I promise you. And if he does, he's probably going to lie about it because he knows that Apex is not going to come behind him for NDA purposes. They're not going to come behind him and say, oh no, this is the real reason, because they don't do that. But it was just insane. Like, it was so many of them. Like, y'all look so stupid. Y'all are basically worshiping this guy. Y'all think that y'all know what he's doing. Y'all don't. Y'all don't. It's insane. No, don't leave you. I was going to ask about that investigation. That's literally all it is. People have been under investigation for different reasons. Like, I know that there's a trading group, and I only know this, again, not because I have insider information, but because I've seen the Discord screenshots and stuff from their Discord, and I've seen it on Facebook as well. But there are groups of people, who, like, let's say that I have a Discord and I'm calling out signals, and you guys are taking the signals. Now, you can get caught up if, like, okay, because my trading is so specific, right? I don't have any, like, all right, we're going to take, like, we're doing supply and demand zones and you can kind of enter at any point inside of the zone. It's nothing like that. My strategy is very specific, right? So if I had a group of traders that I was teaching, we would literally all have the same entries and exits, right? Because y'all would have the same ATM, y'all would have the same exact setups and everything like that. So, of course, if they were to see a whole bunch of people making the same exact P&L for the most part every day, minus, a couple of dollars, because obviously, you got slippage and stuff like that, even with limit orders. But if we all have the same exact entries and X's every day, yeah, we probably would be all put in under investigation, because why are you guys group trading? No, I just have a course. I taught them exactly what I do. And because my strategy is very specific, they have the same entries as me. The only time they win is if they make a mistake or if I make a mistake and, we're entering trades we're not supposed to be in or whatever. But these people literally don't know how to trade. They're literally just taking the signals. So when they ask these people to record themselves taking the trades and explaining their strategy and explaining them setting up their charts and explaining this, they can't do it. So yeah, you're going to be denied because you ain't even a trader. And people think that that's a problem, but it's not, because again, we don't know how many people decide to go live, obviously, because they sign NDAs and things like that. However, if their goal truly is, and I do think that that's their goal, to put people live, because why keep paying out on sim money? You know what I mean? But if the goal is to put someone live, what if you have this group of people who are doing really, really well and you put all of them live, and now the person who calling the signals die? And these people start blowing accounts because they don't know how to trade. Like, you're putting your capital at risk because you've given real capital to people who literally don't know what the hell they're doing. So I do know that some people are having issues, or not issues, but they're having to record themselves for stuff like that. And it's other things as well, but I know that's a big one because I've seen that one on social media and these people are pissed, but they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure y'all have saw the ads where people are passing evals for them and they'll trade the PAs as well. Like, that's a problem too. Oh, that's what he was looking up. I'm like, why is he texting me? But yeah. Did they say anything to you when you showed the trade that entered? You don't have to say what they said. Oh, shit. My bad one. I ain't even sent it yet. Hold on. I'm about to. I'll do it right now. See, 831, 832. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute, because I want to go see what the price of that. Remember when I had to disconnect? I want to really trade still for the next hour, but I'm just scared. These people. Where? I think it was this here. Mm-hmm. 77.50. All right, 77.50. What time did that happen? I don't even see. Around 9:19. Yeah. All right. Hold on, I'm trying to get times so I can send it in there. Yeah, if they don't do anything, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm gonna be super mad. Even though that's an account that I was gonna try to fail Friday. Actually, before Friday, I was gonna try to fail it on Wednesday anyway. But actually, what I really was going to do is tomorrow I was gonna multiply my contracts, and if I could get back to full drawdown, then that was just gonna be that. At 9:11, disconnected and reconnected. There was no pending in Ninja or Rhythmic. All right, so this is the weird part, you guys. So checking going back to 9/11 when I had to disconnect because of the orange order. When I was placed into this sale, this is the same exact price of where I tried to enter at 9/11. But when I disconnected and I reconnected, I checked to make sure that I didn't have any hanging orders. And I actually typically keep my orders tab open, not my positions tab. There were no orders there in NinjaTrader, and there also was not any orders in Rhythmic. I had to reopen the orders history thing to make sure, and there was nothing there. So I don't really understand how I was put into an order that, because normally when you disconnect, when you have an orange order, it's orange because it has not been submitted, right? So as soon as you disconnect and you reconnect, that's why the order went away and you could not see it anymore. So it shouldn't have even been server side, but again, it wasn't server side on my end. So, and the whole external thing, why is there an external entry or exit? Entered at the place my orange order was 8 minutes ago, but all right. Okay, well, I put it in there. They probably won't, they'll come back and say something once everything is official, but it did actually put me into 2 trades right there. It put me in on my account that I just started. Is that at the account that I just started today? Actually, no. Okay, well, that's actually good. It only put me into the trades on 2 accounts that don't really matter, but it's still the principal. So we'll see what they say, but I think I am going to start back trading though. I will just trade the sim account and keep it moving. And let me make sure my copier and nothing is on. Yeah. And that's the other thing, my copier is not even on, so I definitely shouldn't have been put into multiple entries if anything, but you know, whatever. But yeah, whole signals are clueless. They're asked for bots passing evals. They trade for you on PAs too. Apex is glitched on me. Now I'm in the red trading top step only. You might be trading all day. Sorry, Janelle. Were you okay? So you were super red because you trade Tradeovate, right? No? Yes? I can't remember. I missed the whole trade all because I thought 9:45. Yeah, no, it was medium. See? And that's why I need to be on stream earlier. So you can see it right there all the time. Yes, Rhythmic is Rhythmic and again, Applejacks. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Came back hours later to find myself 1 contract in the red. But see, for me, like, I don't ever have that issue just because so let's say that I get into a trade, I'm trading 3 accounts, I realize I only was put into 2. Like, obviously my orders tab is going to show that I have the pending still, so I'll just cancel them real quick. Like, I don't ever have to deal with that. And because, you know, I'm scalping, it's so easy for me to, all right, real quick, am I still in trades? No. All right, cool. And because of the trade copier that I use, each of my followers have their own ATMs and everything because they have their own limit orders and everything. So that's very helpful as well. But I've never had that happen before. But I always check multiple places, you know, when I get off the charts and everything and just kind of go from there. But that's really weird that it put me in the order 8 minutes later, even though it wasn't pending anywhere. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am going to start trading again. Pretty sure. Yeah, those are still on my sim account. So let's just make it do what it do. Prodigy said they're testing Rhythmic now, but Rhythmic isn't. But Rhythmic now isn't Rhythmic. No, that just means that they're checking to see if anything's wrong. But I will tell you guys that they always have something testing it at all times. I can tell you that. Um but then also, so they have something that like sends all these orders in at all times just to like check the latency and the lag and the against volatility. They even do it during news, like they spam during news and stuff. But also, of course, if they are checking something because there's like a massive reporting, they will check with Rhythmic, and then Rhythmic will start testing stuff to see if there's some kind of outage. And that's why I tell people, like, if you don't see anything in the notice board, if you don't see anything posted in the main chat, just safely assume that whatever issues you're having, they're not going to do anything about it because it's not widespread according to Rhythmic. And I want people to not be so angry with Apex if Apex doesn't say that it's widespread, because they're just relying on whatever Rhythmic tells them. Which, I mean, kind of makes the most sense because they aren't the data provider, they're not the platform. So when they do reset accounts, they're doing something they don't technically have to do based on the agreements that we sign. So that's why I tell people I'm always grateful if they do fix things, obviously. But yeah, I mean, if they just went off of what every little person says, like if there's 10 people who have an issue out of 200,000 traders, that's not widespread enough for them to do anything about. Like, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but they're not going to fix your 10 accounts. It's just how it ends up happening, you know? But I don't know. This seems to be a little bit more widespread. And also, what makes me mad with that mod is that if you have multiple mods saying something, just don't say nothing. Because he actually put that in the mod chat too. Like, oh no, it's just the volatility. No, I trade volatility all the time. Y'all see, I be trading when it's crackhead like. I don't deal with that stuff. And like I say, even when other people have issues, most of the time I don't have issues. But today is one of those days that I do. I do. Let's see. That's the other thing with this external thing. Oh, so I was trying to research yesterday because of people like saying that they've been being placed in orders that they didn't put in, and how it always shows external on their chart. I wanted to like see if I could find out why that happens, like, and investigate, because it looks really sus. If I'm taking trades on my actual account, why do I ever see external? Like, I don't understand that. Now when I went and looked last night, let me find because I found this article in the NinjaTrader forum, and this was from, let's see, this was from 2021, but then someone else had replied to it in May of last year. So the initial person, let me close this real quick. All right, I can't trade right here anyway. So the initial person said, hello, I got an execution order. I think it wasn't caused by any of the strategies. The name of the execution was external. What does that mean? So NinjaTrader customer service said an order marked external would be one that is placed externally to NinjaTrader. In cases where you did not place an order through another platform to the same account, it's generally your broker closing out the position on your behalf. I would recommend contacting your broker if you did not place this order to see why they would have closed you out of a position. So the person who replied in May of last year said, I just experienced the same situation. I did not close the order. How do I know who my broker is? I have a practice account with Lilu Trading on the NinjaTrader platform. So NinjaTrader responded, Lilu Trading would be the broker if this is who you're connecting to and placing trades to. Please contact Lilu trading and inquire why this order was submitted. So the person said, or would it be Rhythmic, or could it be Rhythmic? And they said, Rhythmic is a connection technology that allows NinjaTrader desktop to connect to a broker using this connection type. Rhythmic would not be the introducing broker. So they asked, is Lilu the broker? And they said, if you're connecting to Lilu, then Lilu is your broker. Who did you contact to open an account? They said Lilu. They said, well, you need to contact Lilu. So that's really weird because, of course, we know that NinjaTrader, of course, we know that Apex is not a broker. But it's very interesting that they say if you have external on your charts, that you need to contact the prop firm because they don't have the data. They're not the broker. So I'm very curious to see what's up with that, because I did see a rumor, and of course this is just a rumor, but they were like, I think that the external trades that are being placed, because some people are not just having external on the exits, they're having externals on entries and exits. They were like, I think that the Apex API where they're copying trades, I think it's copying trades into the wrong accounts and all this other stuff. I have seen people say that, which I don't think it would be that, but at the same time, shit, their technology is not the greatest, so who knows? But I don't think that it's that though. I don't. Anyone experiencing in trading for years to say genuine problems with rhythmicity? Yeah, exactly, one. And that's my problem too. Like, I've been trading for 10 years off and on. Forex, futures, binary options. And I've had a personal NinjaTrader account for probably 5 years, actually longer than 5 years, but I've had a lifetime license for 5 years, and I've always had CQG data. Once they got rid of the CQG connection and it was just like you just purchase the data directly through NinjaTrader, had that as well. And I have never in my life, in my entire trading life, have ever dealt with any issues like this, ever. And I've continued to say that if Rhythmic was doing this on people's live accounts, there would be a class action lawsuit and they would be shut down at this point. Obviously, they do not. This is my thing. Whatever you're doing on live accounts, do it on the sim servers as well. I'm pretty sure the sim servers are extremely overloaded, but figure it out, because there's no way. I've never had this stuff on CQG ever. And the thing with me is, like, I understand that TradeOvate accounts are CQG data, but for me, because I'm not going to trade on the TradeOvate platform, I don't want to pay extra every month for CQG data when I'm still going to use the same exact platform. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pointless to me personally. But at the same time, when 95% of the data issues or data server issues is Rhythmic, it does get kind of annoying sometimes. I'm not going to lie. It does. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just over them and their issues, honestly. Okay, my green today, but I won't be trading. Yeah, don't trade and do not trade. You're green. Stop there. So do the other mods get mad at you when you quarter? No, they don't get mad, but I've had to tell a couple of them about themselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, like, I don't think Money, you probably weren't here at the time, but there was one time where I entered a trade. I was on stream on top of that. I think I entered a trade and I was placed at a price. That price didn't hit until, I can't remember how many minutes later, maybe like 10 minutes later. I don't remember. But price had never got there. So I write it in the mod chat and I'm like, hey, I just got placed into an order and price has never even hit here. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, Janique. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the sub. But yeah, so I go in there. I'm like, hey, I was just placing this order and prices never gotten here until this many minutes later. Has this ever happened to anybody? Are you guys having issues today? Do y'all know how many mods came in there and was like, oh, that's your internet, that's your computer? Bitch, my computer is probably 1,000 times better than most of y'all in here. Don't do that. I know my internet speed is way faster because we've compared internet speeds. Don't do that either. So they kept like saying stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to discuss it anymore. And then another mod came in later and said something. I just said I wasn't discussing this anymore. Well, I got a private phone call a couple of hours later, like, hey, because you are somebody who we know has great equipment, great internet, you never complain about issues even when other people do. When you said something, we looked into it, and apparently there was a quotes issue on Rhythmic for 3 minutes. And because you said something, we were able to find it, and we were able to quietly fix all of the accounts that were affected in that 3 minutes. Now, I could have went into that dang on chat and told everybody off. This is why y'all need to shut the hell up, and this is why y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all told me it was no issue, and it was. But because they traded 10 minutes after I said something, 15, 30 minutes after I said something, no, there's no issue. Well, guess what? That's because you didn't have any damn executions in those 3 minutes. And this is why when people say there's no issue, or, say that there's issue, you don't ever see me go into that chat and say there's no issues. Not ever. The only thing you'll ever see me say is, hey, whether you're having issues or not, if it is not a widespread issue defined as widespread by Rhythmic, Apex is not going to do anything about your accounts. That's the only thing you'll ever see me say, because it's the truth. But I'll never try to insult someone and say that they're not having issues that they're potentially having. Do you have people come in and say that they're having issues and they're not? Absolutely. I've seen people say that they're having Rhythmic issues and they have Trade accounts. People are crazy, okay? But you'll never, ever, ever see me do that. I don't do that. It's insulting. It's very insulting. Finally, a trade. I don't think it's gonna win though, but that's okay. I think I had a zigzag change, which I would normally break even with, but I couldn't. It flashed so fast I couldn't tell for real. But that's all right. We're simming anyway. Who cares? But yeah, last Friday, FCT had to reset everyone's Rhythmic accounts because of the widespread leg segments. The Rhythmic issues that was. Oh, I didn't know that. You know what? I did see some people talking about that on Friday, and I had people message me. It was people who joined the Discord and was like, hey, you're the first mod that I saw, so I'm inboxing you. Is Apex going to do anything? No, they're not even talking about it. So, but yeah, but see, the other problem is, like, I remember when widespread was widespread, it was widespread for everyone. But now, because all of the different props have their own servers, just because one's having widespread issues doesn't mean the other's having widespread issues and things like that. But good morning. Ooh, Fadhili? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's just it's unfortunate because obviously people are having issues, but I wonder how they determine whether something is widespread or not. I wonder, like, all right, if Apex has 200,000 users, how many users have to be affected? Like, is it a percentage of the users, or how? I don't know. I really don't know. I just started trading yesterday. Applejack, you're a liar. I have CQG2 for years. Never a problem, Kirk. Ever. I don't think I've seen issues like this on anybody's live servers. I really just think that these people do horrible maintenance on the sim servers because it's sim. But it's like, as much money as you are making off of these people, fix your shit. It don't take all of this. You could probably hire somebody in tech off of Fiverr and fix the issues these people be having. I don't get it. I don't. Same mod you mentioned earlier was telling people Rhythmic isn't going through the sim servers anymore. That's not true. We are not on live servers. We are still on sim servers. Does Apex have their own connection? Yeah, but it's still sim servers. I've never seen them say that we're not on sim servers anymore. Why wouldn't sim accounts be on sim servers? I did see that as well. Gregory, I don't trust Apex. I'm a top step trader. To each their own. I don't have a problem with trade whoever. You could trade with a prop firm that just came out today if you want to. That's your business. For me, how people handle business is everything. Especially publicly. I don't like how a lot of different prop firms CEOs conduct themselves on social media. And as a prior business owner myself, I just feel like some things are just completely out of line and people need to shut up, eat their food, and keep their eyes on their own papers. But also, I first started learning about props some years ago when I think it was UProfit was like one of the few that was out there. And I actually was in a group where the owner of UProfit, I think it's UProfit. I feel like it's UProfit. Um, she was like in our Facebook group, and there was a lot of things going on with that or whatever. And for me, the only thing that I feel like Apex is superior with, which obviously they pay out way more. Um, I'm not bothered by their rules. I scalp, so none of their rules bother me at all. For me, the trail and drawdown doesn't bother me because I've always hit the trail and drawdown because literally my entire existence on YouTube has been developing my own strategy. I tell people I was profitable intraday swing trading on my live accounts. I used to swing trade practically every instrument you could possibly think of, and I was successful with it. But I did not like being on the charts all day, in the middle of the night, waking up to alarms. Hell no. So for me, it's always been my goal over the last 10 years since I first got introduced to trading. My goal has always been to master scalping. If I can do what I need to do in the first 2.5 hours of the market being open and go about my merry little way, I'm cool with that. I've also been screwed with regular swing trading, being in trades for weeks at a time, or just intraday swinging, being in trades for hours at a time and hitting my trail and stop and then going straight to my TP and things like that. Like, for me, I know the longer I'm in a trade, the more likely the market is going to turn against me. And so I was like, look, if I can just be in and out of a trade in like less than 15 to 30 seconds, we're good there. So yeah, none of their rules will ever apply to me. Not the consistency, not the flipping, not any of that. I do know that, if I ever decide to max out accounts with Apex, will I ever add other props? Probably not, unless they have Tradeovate accounts, because I would want to just copy trade all of them. I don't feel like, hitting a certain target and then logging out and then logging into the next prop. And I don't feel like doing all that. Maybe if I had a second computer or something set up, maybe, I don't know. But I also just don't feel like managing more than one prop, honestly. But yeah, their rules just don't bother me. Is there some things that I feel like they could do a little bit better? Absolutely. No company is perfect. Yeah, I just don't like most other props. And then I do have certain props that I would never be able to trade with because they have rules against scalping. You got to hold trades for 20 seconds and things like that. A lot of times my 4.5 points TP will hit within like 1 to 5 seconds. I'm not going to hold this damn trade longer because you told me I have to, so I just can't trade with you. That kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see long term. And for me, it's like, for a company that's been around, not like a company that just came out, but if a company's been around, they've proven themselves. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes with some of these people. You just have to seize the opportunity when you have it. And if the opportunity is gone at some point, at least you seize the opportunity. That's the way I see it. I don't know. Mach is making up stuff now. Amelia, I ain't finna play with you. Yeah. There's rhythmic issues, Mario. Yeah. This strange FTT and Apex. Yeah. That's because rhythmic just sucks, you guys. It just sucks, okay? It just sucks. You always notice when there's an issue, you'll see so many people all report at the exact same time, and 10 minutes later, they're not really saying it anymore. So most issues are short bursts. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the other part. Like, you can truly tell if it's a widespread outage versus a couple of minutes of some issues or whatever, which either way, I shouldn't have to deal with that, right? But it's also technology. And I always tell people, as much as we love technology, as much as we feel like, look, this is technology, it should work 100% of the time, it doesn't, and it never will, because it's still man-made. period. That's it. Rhythmic is working. Apex is the absolute best prop firm ever. The problem is lately the rhythmic issues. Yeah, it's happening way more. And I think it's because it's overloaded. I mean, you think about this. It used to be where Apex rhythmic accounts were created instantly, right? Now we're starting to have like creation slowed down, just like Tradeovate is. No offense, Applejacks. But I think it's because they probably put some of the, I don't know if it's this, I don't know, whatever. They put some of the resources, I'll use the word resources, put extra resources towards the servers versus like the account creation. There's just certain things that are going on where I'm like, what is this and why? But I promise y'all, if they ever offered just a CQG, not Tradeovate, CQG accounts, and it costs the same amount as Rhythmic, I don't care if I'm in PAs. I will cancel. I will withdraw my money, cancel, and go straight to CQG. Y'all heard it here. I will leave Rhythmic behind. I hate Rhythmic with a passion. Good morning, Christian. How are you this morning? Where you been? I promoted Apex to so many traders and got them into it last year and the start of this year, but now many of them are coming to me mad every 3 days with Rhythmic issues. Yeah. Some person blaming Apex requested a payout, then traded day 11, made 3 times on that day, got a 9, said they counted. Well, yeah. This is why when people talk about the consistency rule, I continue to make sure I put in there, it is from approval to approval. It's not request to request. Your 30% consistency, your 20% flipping is from approval to approval. Because what they end up doing is they reach it in 10 days, and then on day 11 they see this as a new cycle. So because a lot of people try to make as much money as they can, not as much money, but they try to make the majority of their money in the first couple of days, then they'll scale back a little bit, you know, and hit a lighter target. Usually they'll at least keep kind of the same contract consistency because they know that that'll get them jacked up and get them denied if they don't. But yeah, he probably went in like, oh, this is the start of the new cycle, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit home runs today so I can relax the last 9 days of the cycle and then screw itself. That's like a dude came in. He had been coming in there every day. Is anybody still under review? Is anybody still under review? Yes. Like I started timing people out for that. And y'all know I don't time out nobody, but I am sick of it. As soon as the pay cycle ends, the new one starts. And I don't feel like coming in this Discord every day to see people asking, is anybody else still under review? You think you're the last person under review? No. Misery loves company. Keep your misery to yourself. Please, I beg of you. But yeah, he came in there, kept doing that, and then said, well, I was just denied, blah, blah, blah. And then come to find out, the man was DCAing heavy with micros. I ain't talking about one entry. I'm talking about doing what Alpine used to do. All right, we're in a sale. We just blew through resistance. Next trade. Just blew through resistance. Next trade. Just blew through resistance. Next trade. That's what the dude was doing. Well, I don't understand why we can't do it with micros. It doesn't matter what you understand. Clearly, you don't understand DCA. It doesn't matter if your minis or micros. They told you can have one time pass your initial entry and that was it. So you came in this Discord bringing your misery every day knowing damn well that you was going against the rules. Now you mad. These people are cuckoo. They're cuckoo. Offense definitely taken. Well, that my comment was for Apex isn't on Rhythmic, not going through sim server. It's a lot of comments that he makes that just I'm personable. Oh, well, thank you, one. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you, Applejacks. I try to be a little cool or whatever. Except when I ditch Tradeovate and doesn't value your child. ICT can go to hell, and you can tell him I said it. Y'all, I have not had any other setup since this little trade that I tried to take right here. But after I disconnected and just decided not to keep trading since they put me in a trade, I did have a bunch of setups. I think it was like 5 that I counted that were all valid and would have won. So whatever. We can't count those since I wouldn't be able to trade it anyway with these freaking issues. But I haven't had any other setups yet. Hopefully tomorrow is better. This is annoying. Been getting my life together, trying to catch up on sleep due to my little one. I feel you. I feel you. Well, welcome back. heard of people being denied for using a contract range, like consistently using 2 to 4 and never going. Money, no. So most of the time when I see people being denied for contract consistency, okay, so technically, based on the FAQ, you can be denied for that. But most of the time when I see it, it's because they are all over the place. And the reason you can still be denied, even if you're using 2 to 4 consistently, is because based on the FAQ, when your balance is increasing, your contract size cannot decrease, right? Because they see that as a withdrawal strategy, which as many people who come in the Discord and try to defend it, real traders don't do that, right? Real traders use risk management tools or rules and say, hey, this is what my typical win-loss ratio is. This is what my typical profit and loss is, per trade, whether I win or lose. So I am willing to risk, let's say, 5% of my available drawdown or available balance. Now, if it's a live account, they typically do like 0.5%, maybe 1%. But let's say that you decide 5% of your available drawdown. Well, your contract size is going to be all over the place, period, because as you win or lose, your contract sizing is going to change, right? However, it's very easy for you to explain to Apex if asked, hey, why is your contract sizing all over the place? Well, I use typical risk management rules, which I'm risking 5% of my available drawdown. So this is why it's ever changing. That's so easy to explain, and you will be approved for that. But like a guy came in last night. So will Apex say anything? And he tried to say that that's not what he said, but everybody else read it the same way I did. I think that's why people just ignored him. But he said, if I make $700 per day the first 4 days and I scale back no, he didn't say scale back. He said, and I break even the next 6 days, will I be approved? Hell no, you ain't gonna be approved. What? And so I told him, I said, that's a withdrawal strategy. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that is what you're saying, because there's no way that you can explain to them how you magically, and I'm going to say magically, you magically made $700 a day for 4 days, and for the next 6 days straight, you could only break even and make $31. Like, come on now. Let's not be dumb. Let's not do that. The other contract inconsistency thing that I see is when people, and this is what they call a withdrawal strategy as well, because they are decreasing contract size as their account size increases, is they will basically reach the profit target, like he said, in a couple of days. And for the remaining days, they drastically decrease their contract size. And so, like, let's say that they'll put, like, I don't know, let's do the 4 contracts, for example. They'll use 4 contracts per trade the first however many days, reach the profit target, and then they'll scale back to 1 contract. You can't do that. Well, I'm securing the payout. Yeah, that's called a withdrawal strategy. That's exactly what you're doing, and it's against the rules. You just named it something else. That's all you did. That's it. I don't DCA, but the 1 entry rule doesn't make much sense. I'm going to tell you why it makes sense. I'm going to show you right here. Sorry, my throat itches. I'm going to show you exactly why. Let me see what size. I don't want to do a 1-minute chart. Let me go find a good example for you. Actually, we could just do it with the Rincos. It's fine. All right, so let's say I get into a sale here. This is why 1 entry makes sense. And this is why I'm okay with them banning this mess. Let me see how far up this went. Oh, that one doesn't count. It didn't keep going. Hold on. All right, let's use this. Let me find where this is. On my own charts. Okay, so let's say I'm getting into a buy here. And I decide that I want to enter the buy right here. So I get into the initial entry, price drops. Here's the next point of support. So now I'm going to enter another trade. Because, oh, you know what? I don't think I was wrong. I just think my entry was a little too early. So let's go ahead and enter there. Oh, shoot. Price is still going against me. But you know what? I'm not wrong. So I'm going to enter another entry right here. Now we're 3 entries in. So then I'm like, ooh, okay, I knew I was right. You see, price came back to my entry right here. We good. Oh, shit. But we're not. So you know what? Guess what I'm going to do? Here's another support level down here. I'm going to enter again. Boom, there's the next entry. This is what people have been doing, y'all. People have been doing this, streaming it. And the reason why, first of all, this is a martingale strategy. I don't know, I know people have been using the DCA term because that's what Apex uses, but really it's called a martingale strategy, okay? A lot of Forex bots are built off of this. I had a Forex bot myself. I didn't create it, but I had a Forex bot that was doing this. And whenever I would log into my MT4 and I would see that every single position was negative until finally the last position got enough of a profit to where it averaged out to where after you close all the trades, I'm slightly positive. I was like, hell no, whoever is, you have got to be dumb. Why is this even a thing? That was my thought process. Why is this even a thing? I don't understand. So that is what people were doing. For me, DCA is I refuse to accept that I am wrong in my analysis. So because I refuse to accept that I'm wrong, because I'm never wrong, the markets are wrong, I'm going to continue adding in my initial direction because I am not wrong and the market's going to come back to where I said because I am the trading god. That is what DCA looks like to me, because that is the way that people are doing it. And that's why you should just do one entry. Also, because there were YouTubers who are popular, who were withdrawing a lot of money doing that. Can you imagine if you've been struggling to trade and you've been struggling trying to figure out your strategy and you see this YouTuber over here who's doing what I just showed you and it works out sometimes it doesn't, but they've withdrawn all this money and you've been over here struggling trying to do whatever you're doing and they're scalping for 3 to 7 ticks at a time. Of course, you're going to change your strategy to try to fit that person because you've been struggling with payouts this entire time. So why not do it the easy way of just continuing to add to losers? Well, that sounds cute in theory, but like John said in the videos that they put out, that was how they found out how bad it was. DCA has always been against the rules, but they didn't have enough staff to enforce it because every payout is manually reviewed. So when I said it was 11,000 payouts this cycle, yeah, and it was manually, every single one was manually reviewed. That's why you have some people who'll be like, well, I copy traded, but 3 of my accounts got approved, but 4 of them are still under review because every single one is manually reviewed, right? So like he said in the videos, there was a couple of days, and I think it was April and I think May, if I'm not mistaken, where the market just trended big time. So all these people who typically DCA got screwed because they were doing what I just showed you. And it happened at a massive rate. So here it is. He got all these people. He could see like the top however many people as far as what balances they have in their accounts. And it's like, well, why did I never ask them to go live? I don't really understand what's going on. How come it never like triggered for me, right? Well, now he realizes that they were just cycling through accounts. That's number one. But also, when you see that some of the people who have some of the biggest balances in your company all lose accounts on the same day, well, now we have something bigger to look at here because what's going on? Then you find out all of them are trading basically the same way in a prohibited way. So when people were like, oh, that's real bogus that Apex decided to enforce this in the middle of a payout cycle, they should have. From a business perspective, absolutely. Yeah, you might have hit the little guy who likely needed the money, but to prevent probably the millions that would have been paid out, it was worth it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't. People are cuckoo. Apex promotes 20 accounts where you could trade 10 minis on each account. You should not enter next. Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't and you wouldn't, absolutely. But people who are maxing out contracts are crazy anyway. I mean, I know some people who do it, like I do it to fail an account or to at least see, like, if I'm on my last day, either I'm going to fail it or I'm going to get it back to, full drawdown. I don't know very many people where when they get in their PAs, they are doing max contracts. They're not doing it. Most people are trading a couple of contracts at a time and leaving it. I think that trading more than one contract, that makes me sick to my stomach. The first PA that I got, when I accidentally passed it, and it was a 25K, so I was maxed out on 4 contracts, and I felt sick to my stomach. I was like, people actually trade this way in real life? Y'all are trading these accounts like this? Why? I felt like such a degenerate. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see. Is this trade gonna set up or no? Nope. Every time I think that price is gonna stall so I could trade, it doesn't. But yeah, I usually use 2, but if it comes back to retest and I see on CVD there's buyers, trade looks good, I might add to the trade. I don't think there's a problem with that though. But these people are just, they're not doing that. They're not doing that at all. At all. I thought this was going to set up. It did not. Even if it did, because it was divergence and the zigzag changed, I would have broken even anyway. But I was actually hoping that it set up and it did not. Skewed view though depends on the amount of contracts you're trading and the time frame you're trading on. Sure. You scalp on that much. I mean, everybody's views are skewed with certain things, right? But the biggest thing with the DCA problem is, like, imagine if all of those people that were DCAing were on live accounts. Apex put them live. It's real money that's on the line. And all of these people lost their accounts on the same day because they're all refusing to just accept that their analysis was wrong. That's the biggest problem, Now, I do know that there are people that feel like I know that there are certain props where your eval process is kind of the same as the PA process, where like you have to be within a certain consistency and stuff like that. And you have people that feel like Apex should do the same thing. I think if Apex was a little bit more modern as far as the technology, sure. But because everything is a manual process, it's not going to happen. It's not. And plus, doing that kind of screws the people who, like, let's say that you have a really good strategy, right? And outside, let's say you have a really good strategy and you only have 5 PAs right now and you want to get to 7. And so on your 2 evals, you like, screw the consistency, screw the news. I don't really care. I just want to get this traded real quick, pass it in one day so I can get my 2 PAs. I feel like if they started putting certain rules on evals, I think that you're kind of screwing the people who say F the rules so that they can hurry up and get accounts, but they're trading their PAs the right way. Now, people who are cycling through them, I mean, that's just what they're doing, But I don't think that you should be punished because people don't do stuff right. I don't. You're using fibs and volume trades. So I just started using volume like around January. And this is why it's taken me so long to finalize my strategy, because first of all, I'm using Rinkos. How much Rinko data is out there? Like, there's not a lot of Rinko content out there at all. And I first got introduced to Rinkos 10 years ago. Okay. So there's not a lot of data out there or content regarding Rinko trading, which, because I've been trading Rinkos for so long, that's not a problem for me. My issue was trying to first figure out what setting I liked best, as far as the size, the threshold, all of that, which it took me a minute to kind of figure out that part. It took me like 2 months to figure out which size I like best. So around March is when I figured out I like the 16-1, especially for scalping. So I was good there. But then when I switched to volume-based strategy, I'm like, oh, well, this is a little bit different because, most strategies out there regarding volume has to do with, you having level 2 data, or, seeing where different orders are, different things like that. I wasn't trading volume that way. And even when I used the intraday swing trade, I never traded volume. So I'm using a bar type that is very rare for people to use. And I'm using that in combination with a I don't know, like something that I've never done before. So trying to put all of that together, like it was probably about a month ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, that I started trading volume the way I am right now. Because before, what I used to do when I was trying to figure out like if a strategy was valid or not, if my rules were valid for the setups, was I was looking at the volume of each of the last 3 swings in conjunction with the volume of the reversal bars of those swings, and I was comparing them. And I was struggling doing that because it was like, man, first of all, I didn't have as much backtest data as I needed to have. But because I work with so many different support and resistance, it just was too much to do a full backtest on. So I was kind of like collecting data over time. As I'm collecting data, I'm making adjustments and continuing to make adjustments and things. And I felt like I was like in this constant loop. And so one day I was like, all right, let's scratch this. I don't think that trading volume in that way is the right way to do it for Rincos. Let me see if I can trade volume in a different way that's a little bit more precise. So I just had this bright idea to put this indicator back on my chart that I've had for a very long time. It's called TC Bar Profiler, where kind of like how you can do on regular candles, how you can see where the point of control is and things like that. So I basically have it set up like that, where I can see the point of control in every Rinco bar. And I was like, all right, let's try that. I still want to use some of the same principles as what I've been trying to do for months, but let me see if I can make things a little bit different. And so far I've been liking it. I've had a couple of really red days, but most of my red days have just been like $100 here, $200 there. You know, I've had a couple of green days sprinkled in there. Now, mind you, when I started doing the point of control stuff, I only had a week worth of data, backtesting data. Because again, I'm so thorough in my backtest, it takes way too long and I get annoyed. So I'm like, screw it. I'm not in a rush. What's most important for me is the chart time, is me getting comfortable with things, is me understanding, because I'm teaching myself how to use this volume profile in regards to, you know, Rincos, which again, there's no info out there for that. So that was my most important thing, was the chart time, the learning, and eventually after I gather enough data, after taking these trades over the course of weeks, then I'll be fine. And that's kind of where I am now. Like, I feel like I'm pretty much finalized at this point. And also what has helped is all the different market conditions that I've been having to trade in for the last month. We've had really slow days. We've had good volatility days. And that's the biggest thing for me also. And why I'm not in a rush is because, like, first of all, I feel like I'm building a lifelong skill, right? Also, my goal is for my strategy to work whether the market is choppy or trending, which a lot of people's strategies don't do. So I'm like putting myself to the test here, right? I'm trying to do that. I'm trading the most volatile instrument during the most volatile hours of the day besides power hour. So I've given myself a little task. So as much as it frustrates me sometimes, I just have to remind myself, like, girl, you are doing the unthinkable here. You'll be fine. But I'm almost there. I am. I was hoping that today we wouldn't have issues so that I could really put things to the test. But, you know, now with it being a short week and dealing with this, I probably won't really be able to put everything to the test with all the adjustments that I had to make last week until next week. But one of the things that I am happy about, though, is that my rules before, I'm taking the same setups, but the way I was trading volume before, like, it was so much to remember and it was so many rules that my cheat sheet was front and back. Now it's just front. Everything can fit on one little page and that's it. So once I'm no longer making as many adjustments and stuff, I shouldn't have to look down at my cheat sheet as much anymore either, because everything will be embedded in my head because I'm not making adjustments or anything anymore. They're just going to have the chat off until market close, then not say anything about I don't know video links. Let me go look. Let me go get an update, see if there is one. I doubt it. Let me go see. Zero TDV issues. How's chat looking? How's chat looking? It's closed. Oh, okay, look. Y'all. This is how you know there's an issue. Anytime there's issues, y'all, this is what we see. The join activity is insane. And this is why that Discord is so miserable half the time, because most people are only joining when they have issues. They go join the Discord. Oh shoot, there's a Discord, let me go in there. Yeah, and they bring that crap in there. It's no longer just traders wanting to interact with each other anymore. Now it's just going to be a complaint fest again. So if you don't see me in Discord for a couple days, I'm still alive. I'm just hiding from people. That's all. They don't post notice board by now. It usually means they aren't fixing the problems. They could possibly still be waiting on, because a lot of times when they don't post until like closer to the end of the day, it's because Rhythmic is investigating, and sometimes that can take time, because not only are they waiting for them to tell them if there's an issue or not. If there is an issue, Rhythmic needs to already have the solution before they come to Apex and say that there's an issue. So that's the other thing. Because I promise y'all, as much as people might think that Apex doesn't give a shit, they do. Like, when I tell y'all there are certain people in customer service that choose Rhythmic and Tradeovate's heads off, listen to me, okay? They chew their heads off, because at the end of the day, right? Think about how many people go around saying that Apex is having issues when all these issues happen, when it's Rhythmic or Tradeovate. They don't own the data server. They don't control this stuff. So as a business owner, absolutely I'm finna chew your head off, because people are now looking at me like I'm the problem when it's really you. But because your name is attached to mine and I'm the one paying them out, they think that it's me. So no, trust me, they care. They definitely care. And I don't know if there's like a monetary loss or anything, like when they're resetting accounts. I mean, obviously this is SIM money, right? So as far as that part goes, they might not be losing money, but when people's accounts are being blown because of it, I don't know if there's a cost like per account creation that they pay. I don't know, right? But trust me when I tell y'all, they are pissed. They are, because it just makes them look bad. Do I ever use the value area high, value area low in the POC? So I don't do it. I don't use that on the actual charts, because actually I can open up a chart and I can show you. But because I'm scalping, like when you see the moves like this, it looks great. Like it looks like a huge move on Rincos, but it's not really when you look at a time-based chart, right? So what happens is, because I just started putting a time-based chart on the other side. I didn't always have it there. So plus color change. I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to take this trade, which I can't just yet. But what happens when it's on Rincos is it looks crazy. It looks crazy and it looks really bad. So I just don't put it over there. I've tried before though, but it just puts a whole bunch of color on my chart that doesn't pertain to anything that I'm doing, basically. Trying to see if we're gonna get a reversal here. If we do, I'm gonna end up taking the buy, and we're not. All right, let's see if we pull back to we just did. Now it's a divergence trade. What's the price of that? 940. I can't believe I haven't been having entries. But I'm not surprised. I didn't expect that much out of this week anyway, but only problem with this divergence, even if it gets there, the zigzag's not the color I want it to be. Maybe if we drop a little. All right, now we just did. All right, now it's a little bit different. Nope. Are we going to reject there or not? $36. It's one tick above. Trying to see if we were going to reject off of 935.75 or not. The bar was still closed on it. The levels right here that I'm looking at. Yes, no, maybe so. There's like almost 700 volume in this candle. It didn't clear. PLC's kind of flipping around right now. Still can. All right, pretty decent trade. So that's one of the new ones that I just last week, because of all the chart time that I've been putting in since I started trading with the POC, I started noticing that there were certain trades where, like, most of the time I want the POC to clear whatever level I'm looking at, right? When it comes to my half trends that I use. But I was noticing that I was sitting out of a lot of trades where the POC did not clear it, but it was still a valid trade. So last week, no, not last week, but the week before that, Friday, is when I started to actually write the trades down. And even though I didn't take a lot of them last week because it was still so new, I was still making sure that I wrote them down in my trade journal whenever I journaled after every session. And I think there were like 7 or 8 times that it set up last week, probably a little bit more than that. And every single time it won. When I tell you every single time, every single time. So I was like thanking my own self this weekend when I was going through, because at the end of every week, once I make all my adjustments, I always like to go back through that week, and I have a page like in my trading journal after the week ends where I just write down all the valid trades for that week based on the new rule sets with all the adjustments that's made for that week. And you know, when I write down each day, I'll write down like which setup it is, what time, what the result was. And so I was actually pretty surprised to see that it sets up with a no clear so often and how profitable it is. And I'm glad that I paid attention to it, because that would have been money that would have been left on the table for no reason. No reason at all. Let's see. Let me go back a little bit. Sorry. I was so focused on that trade. Do I ever try using the value area high, low, and POC? They don't. Wait, I already read that. You use wrinkle. Your system is manual or automatic? It's manual. However, I do use a chart trader, which I will show you a screenshot of. And if you like to enter at the close of bars, you might think about getting this. It's not super cheap, but it's worth it to me. So this is what it looks like. So this is called a closed bar entry chart trader. It is from Affordable Indicators. I love their indicators. I have 3 of them. I have this. I have their trade copier, which is the duplicate accounts actions. And then I have the risk manager, where it shows me like, you know, how much drawdown I have left on each account and how close I am to being funded and all of that. But anyway, so with this, I I use these two buttons. The only time I use these is if, like, let's say I was waiting on the POC to move where I wanted it to be, but the bar closed too fast for me to actually click one of the close buttons. Then I'll use the buy click so that I can enter a little bit late. But basically, whenever I am trying to enter a trade, and I guess since we're simming, I could show you. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, it's not on there. Forget it, because I would have to add it to the chart and that's going to make something mess up. All right. So with the little button that's to the right of each of the close buttons, it's green because the only time I want to enter a buy order at the close of a buy is at the close of a buy bar, so that's why it's green here. If I wanted to enter a buy at the close of a red bar or a down bar, sell bar, whatever, I would turn this red. And if I did not care whether the bar closed up or down, I still want to enter a buy, I would make it gray, and same thing over here. So if I'm looking to enter at the close of the next buy bar, I just click the close button. It's going to turn my whole chart green, and then it's going to automatically enter the order for me at the close of the bar. Now, I use limit orders, but you can use market orders. It does not matter, but I use limit. That's why it's here. And then the -1 here is because I want the entry to be one tick beyond the close of the bar. So if I wanted like a little bit of drawdown, I would put +1. So when the bar closes, put my entry one tick below, the close of the buy bar, and then vice versa for the close of a sell bar. So that's what I use. And then I have an ATM. So since my Rincos are 16 tick brick size and 1 tick threshold, I have a stop loss of 18 ticks and then a take profit of 18 ticks. And then when it's 16 ticks in profit, it moves my stop loss to break even. So that part is automated, but everything else I'm doing manually. Hold on, let me put it over here so that I can show you on that chart, since nothing will mess up if I do it. But this, when I tell you, for me personally, because of the way that I'm trading with Rincos at the bar close, and because my entries are so precise and it's literally impossible for me to do this manually, this was like the best investment to me, because I could not trade without it. So this is what'll happen. You see how I get this green outline. So that's letting me know that, hey, at the close of the next buy bar, we're going to enter you into a buy. Same thing for the sell, turn it red like that. So then let's say that I missed the entry. I could just do sell click, do that. It puts the order there for me. Same thing for a buy click. I could do the same thing. But this right here is what's most important for me, because it's no way I could trade my strategy without it at all. Literally no way. But yeah, I've been using it for a while now, because when I started to trade again, I knew I wanted to scalp Rincos. So I just went ahead and I bought it immediately, because I was already looking for something like it, because I could not get the precise entries that I wanted. But yeah, that's what I use. The issues you had will not exist. One, don't tell me that. They better fix my account. Losing $600 is crazy. If I lose $600 on my own accord, I'm cool. But to something that ain't got nothing to do with me, now I'm pissed. And now I'm mad. I think they're only losing out on people buying new accounts. Yeah. Is there anything to people saying that Apex are being more careful about doing resets and fixing rhythmic issues because Top Step were bullying them for resets and admitted to it? Nah. Apex don't care about that. Done for the day, taking the L's today. Oh, sorry, Janelle. You're not waiting for power hour. Understood. Bounce back, journal, and we back at it tomorrow. But I totally understand. Trust you me. You see how quick I got off that stream on Friday? The frustration was at an all-time high. And I did have some issues Friday, and that's why I ended up stopping 45 minutes early. I was over it. But I wasn't having it on the scale that everyone else would. Actually, I kind of was. I do remember now. I had some orange orders. I had one time where I was out of the order already. There was no orders on NinjaTrader, none on Rhythmic, and my P&L was just still going. Like 10 seconds later, then it went away. And then I remember the last trade that I took, I had a trade where I could hear the order field. I think it even took profit, but it wasn't on my screen. So I'm like, what? And then it was either right after it took profit or right before the entry and everything shows up on my chart. Hello, where were you? Where were you? I was looking for you. But yeah, I did have to deal with that though. But that was about it. I didn't have to deal with what I dealt with today, where I'm just put into this random order that shouldn't be there. I didn't have to deal with that. All right, let's see. I still got a couple minutes left. This is setting up. I will have to break even at a zigzag change though, but we'll try it. Actually, let me fix this. And that's if we reverse here. We push down. Now I can't. It's the first of the month. Sugar mom edge. We're still green in other ways. I got you. Y'all are silly. Top Step Discord sure does like sending out a lot of everyone's. I get like 4 a day. Worth the money. Oh, that indicator definitely worth it. I like the risk manager and all of that stuff too. One thing that I do like about Joel, who's the creator of Affordable Indicators, the reason why his indicators are so amazing is because he listens to the customers. He listens to the customers because like when everybody was irritated with the Apex copier and some of the other copiers because of how they put you in market orders on the followers, which I didn't really have an issue with at one point, but I don't know if Apex changed something at some point because it wasn't like that at first, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But either way, maybe because of the volatility or something, I don't know. My P&Ls were starting to get a little bit too different for me personally. I did not like that. Like it was sometimes where I had a full take profit on my leader account, but then my follower account, instead of getting $86, I was getting like $41 and stuff like that. That was driving me nuts. So because so many people was complaining about it, he put 2 modes in the trade copier. You have executions where your followers are just going to follow the executions of the leader, which also is what gets people put into reverse orders a lot, and they don't realize that that's the problem, but that's neither here nor there. But then the second mode is orders mode. So my followers have their own set of orders. They have their own limit orders for entry and exit, and that's how sometimes I'll take profit on my leader account, but I can hear that the follower is still like the trailing stop is going because it probably got in a little bit later. But I like it. I love his indicators. I have no qualms. I only had one issue with the chart trader, and that's when I first got it. And that was because, like, let's say after this bar closes, the next couple of bars close in the same second, not millisecond, but the same second. Then it would place my order at the close of the last bar within that same second. And that was causing me issues. And it took them about probably 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks to fix it. But ever since then, flawless. No issues at all. No issues at all. All right, so we're ending today. My alarm is about to go off. Let me just show you guys the accounts dashboard, even though it ain't real, but it is what it is. I still want to be able to show you guys what the drawdown is left on each account, because who knows if they'll fix this shit. We don't know. All right, so this is what we're looking like. And I'm not even gonna put my P&L in the, actually I will. I'll put my real P&L in the title of the freaking video, because I'm not doing this. I didn't lose $700. Rhythmic lost it. But this is where we're at. So account 22 is the one tomorrow. No matter what happens tomorrow, I am going to multiply the contracts, because I still don't know if I'm going to trade on Wednesday or not. I know it's a half day. I might. This is what I'll do. If tomorrow the account's not blown yet, I probably will come Wednesday, still trade, but only trade that one account, try to multiply the contracts, see what ends up happening. But see, I don't want to wake up for a half a day and then the chart's not moving. Actually, I lied. Tomorrow's my last day until Friday. So I'm going to multiply contracts tomorrow, see if we can get this back to full drawdown. I'll do like I always do half of the drawdown on each trade, see what happens, and leave it there. This account I just started today. So basically our real P&L for the day was just negative 18 bucks, which is not bad. I mean, I won one, lost one, and that was that. So aside from the rhythmic issues, not horrible. I took 2 trades on sim, won one, lost one. That was that. So break even overall today. Not a bad day. Let's see. I thought they just put up a notice about the rhythmic problems, but nah, just fixing payout issues. So they still haven't said anything on the notice board. Cool. Well, I guess I'll be paying attention and see what happens. Hopefully, we get word, because I would like my $600 back on my account, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I thank you guys for tuning into the stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.